Alright. What is up, bitches, and welcome back to my channel, you guys. Today, I'm spontaneously filming a quarantine update for you guys. I feel like over the last couple of months, things have just been weird for everyone. Like, that goes without saying. And especially for me, as far as what I wanted to vlog, that got really hard for me. And as you guys noticed throughout my past couple videos, I haven't really been vlogging. They've been sit-down videos like this because I've been staying inside, doing the same things. But I still thought that, you know, maybe I could come on here and share with you guys what I've been up to in a sit-down video type of way. But I'm really excited to say that I'm pretty sure Orange Theories around me will be opening and I'll be able to go back to them. So that means I'll go back to doing my Orange Theory vlog. And I'm just really excited to do that. It was fun to make different videos, but I know that I really just like vlogging my day and Orange Theory. And now I know I won't take that for granted because sometimes it felt repetitive, but now I'm like, no, if I didn't have that to vlog, I just really don't know what I would like to talk about, because even in general, before I started vlogging Orange Theory videos, I like it in general. So regardless of talking about it on video, I'd be talking about it in person. But with that being said, how have I been maintaining my muscle and staying in shape without Orange Theory? You guys know I've been doing some of the at-home workouts, but it's just not the same. And I can't keep my attention with a TV screen. That's why I'm not interested in any of those video workouts. I have friends and my mom who love like Beachbody on Demand or workouts like that where you watch a video. I've just never really been good at that. I try, but I'm not. So I've been making up my own workouts, but I feel like that's been resulting in me doing a lot of the same exercises, but that ended up being a good thing because I feel like since I've been doing the same exercises, for the most part, I've been hitting the same muscles, which means over the last couple of months, I've seriously seen some awesome growth, especially with my pull-ups. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you know that's my big thing. Over quarantine, I got a pull-up bar. You can just get it at Dick's Sporting Goods, and it's like $50. Curbside pickup is what I did, and you just put it together and then it goes in practically any door frame. So I started off by barely being able to do one pull-up unassisted. Now I can do multiple unassisted pull-ups literally because I've just been practicing. I've posted a lot about that on Instagram and shared about my journey. I think I am gonna put together a whole video for my YouTube channel talking about just the whole process of how I went from literally being able to do like no pull-ups to like multiple pull-ups. And my upper body strength has seriously increased, and my core, like definitely my core, because you have to like squeeze your core really hard when you're working on those pull-ups. I have been making up my own workouts, trying to focus on strength training. So for part of quarantine, I was at home with my parents and I had a basement full of a ton of weights and it was just a different vibe. Then I decided after like 2.5 months or 2 months of being there, I was just like, okay, I need to go back to the house that I rent at, and that just changed up my workout environment, but I was able to adjust and I focused more on just like resistance training and not so much jumping around for a few weeks. And then as it got warmer, I started doing some of my plyometric workouts outdoors on the patio. So working out at home can be a hit or miss some days, I've found, but regardless, I get something in every single day. And I also really just in general these days try to be super mindful of strength training. I try to lift the heaviest I can lift, or that like I have, you know, when I'm working out at home, I only have 15 pounds, but when I'm at Orange Theory or prime intensity training, you know, I try to lift as heavy as I can lift reasonably while keeping good form, because growing your muscles and building strength is what's gonna give your body shape. And also you need to pair that along with, you know, watching what you eat and counting your calories, tracking your macros if you want. But essentially it's overall calorie intake. Macros don't necessarily matter. I just personally like to do macros. I have some videos on macros. If you guys want to look throughout my page, I'll also link them in the description below. But I do track everything that I eat every single day. Even if I'm going over, I still have goals and I try to eat as close to those goals as I possibly can while listening to my body. Some days I am not that hungry. That normally only happens if I'm coming off of a weekend where I clearly drank and overate. It's science. You know, you don't just not feel hungry for no reason. Like a lot of times that's like if you overate, you know, calories, all that stuff matters. So I like to track them because I like to be mindful of what I'm eating. Obviously, I'm not in a strict calorie deficit by any means because, you know, I'm not shredded or anything like that. I just simply like to be mindful of what I'm eating. The same way I'm obsessed with being mindful of my activity, whether this is accurate or not, you know. I also have a video on that. I'll link it in the description below. Super obsessed with that. And for the Orange Theory people out there, there's a fun app called Zones that I talk about in there as well. So linked in the description. On the topic of macros and calories and food, in the beginning of quarantine when I came back to my parents' house, I was good for like a week and then it started throwing me off a little bit. Then I was good, came back to the house that I rent and I was like really good for weeks. Then I've just been having moments where I'm just so hungry and I'm like, I don't care. Like I'm hungry, I'm gonna eat. And that's obviously how it should be, but there's days where I'm tracking, I'm like, oh my God, you're eating so much. But I also have been burning a lot of calories. With this Apple Watch being in my life during quarantine, I've also stepped up my overall activity. I walk so much more than I used to, and I've also been rollerblading a lot more because it's nicer out. In general, this time of year when it's warmer weather, I'm always more active because I find myself doing, instead of just one workout for the day, I'm doing like multiple workouts. I'm doing a walk in the morning, then I'm doing a strength training session, then I'm going rollerblading, like all in one day. So when you're being more active, you're just helping to put yourself into more of a deficit, and sometimes that causes me to be more hungry. I don't know. But either way, I'm feeling so good and strong and happy and confident with how I look. I've had periods of time where I felt amazing. I've had times where I've felt like I looked so good that I was nervous because it was so not sustainable, and it truly wasn't sustainable, and that was when I was too lean. And then I've had moments where I've felt like, oh my gosh, like you look so big, you've gained so much weight. And that was just pretty much me adjusting from kind of like losing weight and being used to being super skinny and tiny for a few months. And then I gained it back and I just felt kind of like big. But now with all the weight training I've been doing and strength training, resistance training, whatever you want to call it, maybe they all three mean the same thing. With all of that, you know, I just feel as though I've really felt and have noticed with my eyes some significant muscle growth. And I know I'm not jacked by any means, like that's okay, but I'm to a point where I feel really good about how I look, and that's just like always been the overall goal, is to find a balance. And you have to have trial and errors, and losing too much weight, realizing it just wasn't sustainable and that I wasn't eating enough. And by not sustainable, I mean that I was eating such a low amount of calories that I felt so tired and weak and irritable, and but I looked pretty skinny, but I also kind of felt weak because I started ditching my workouts just so I wouldn't have to eat, because I was, you know, tired and I only had so much energy and I didn't want to live that way. So I've gotten comfortable and just felt stronger and want to keep getting stronger, because I feel like the stronger I am, the more confident I get. But now that we're heading out of quarantine, I'm looking forward to getting back to my Orange Theory classes and doing prime intensity training, because I know that that strength training always helps me keep building more muscle, since they have weights that I don't have access to on my own and people that are actually there to spot me. I am also getting ready to move, so with all that happening, I'll have to see what my new setup's like in my new apartment, but I'm sure I'll be able to adjust. I feel like quarantine really helped me realize that I can adjust regardless of what the situation is. I'll figure it out with my little bands and dumbbells, and then of course going back to my classes. So that's where I'm at with everything right now. This video was short and sweet, but I just want to keep making videos, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up because it really supports my channel. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another Fitty Freckles video again. Follow me on Instagram, and I will see you in my next video.
Missing someone